Hi everybody, it's Andy from Snow Camps Europe in Kaprun, Austria. In this vlog we are going to take a little walk around the village of Kaprun, and we are looking at the ongoing development in the area and the ongoing investment that, even though we are in this time of COVID-19 and everything being closed and the summer being very uncertain, there is still a lot of investment and development going on in the village. Obviously a lot of this was planned before the pandemic, and some things have been put on hold, some things have been changed slightly, but on the whole most of the things are continuing. Now, if you remember, last year we had the opening of the K connection, the lift taking everybody over to the Kitzsteinhorn Glacier. We also had the opening of the Zelmsee Express up from Wehofen, linking Zelmsee with Saubach Hinterglemm, and there was a couple of other big buildings went up, apartment houses and things. And this summer there are several projects on the go, and I'm going to keep the biggest and the best till last. Building here behind me, this is, believe it or not, it is a new apartment building for workers. Now obviously in the winter we have a massive influx of workers to do all of the hospitality jobs, and similar to the summer but more in the winter, and all of those employers need to put their staff somewhere. So this building's being built. It's a workers apartment house. The apartment's going to be 29 square meters in size, and they can be bought by companies for 100,000 euros each for them to then put their workers in. Now that's quite a good price. They're obviously a subsidised price, especially for a new build apartment, which is probably going to be very eco-friendly. So 100,000 is pretty cheap, because literally a minute across the field, if you wanted to buy a similar size apartment that you could actually live in or use to rent, then you'd be looking at anywhere between 100 and 150,000. And that would be a 1972 build, probably with the original kitchen and bathroom. So those workers' apartments are pretty cheap for the businesses to buy. There is a shortage of places for workers. You quite often find ski teachers are many people to a room. So a room of 4 and they'll cram 6, 7, 8 people in there. So these houses or these apartments are really needed in Kaprun. This is new to Kaprun. As I say, that's going to be ready, I believe, for the start of next winter. So that's the first thing that's happening here in Kaprun. Let's get off to the second. So, building project number 2. Now this is more as a necessity, I guess. And this is the fire station in Kaprun. And basically the fire station is having a big extension. And this is because obviously Kaprun has got bigger and bigger over the years. More apartment buildings, more restaurants, more bars, bigger lift infrastructure. Kaprun Centre's been built, the Baum Bar's been extended. So obviously with the size of the village growing, then we need a bigger fire service capacity. Now the interesting thing here in Austria, in the villages, is only about 1 or maybe 2 of the firefighters are actually full-time paid firefighters, and then the rest are reserve. And it's quite funny, in the summer the horn will go off. We have a big siren, almost like an air raid siren, that goes off for certain reasons, and one of those is if there is a fire or a car accident on the road, etc. And this calls the firefighters to the fire station. And they also have beepers, and you could quite often be walking past here, the siren will go off, and then within like about 5 minutes they all start to arrive, and one will rock up in a tractor, one will be on his bike, one will be running hell for leather down the road, another one will be a council worker, so will be in the council van. It's quite funny to watch, and then they all run in, leg it in, sprint in, get their gear on, and off they go to put out the fire. So it's quite entertaining to watch, to be fair. But yeah, so that's the second piece of development that's going on, is the fire station is having an extension. Let's go see the next one. So one of the more bigger projects that is going on is this one that's behind me. And this is a Gemeinde building, so a council building. And this is going to house, on the ground floor, there's a big space. It's going to be a restaurant, we are led to believe. And then on the top it's going to be apartments, and these are going to be like council house apartment kind of things, what we would call council housing in England, so subsidised housing. And there's also going to be a little bit of office space in there, we believe, maybe a little bit of retail. The information isn't that clear, to be honest, but an extremely big building. If you look at what used to be there, they've grown the size of this plot probably 4 times the size, and I believe that we're going to see another story going on top of what we've got there, because we've got a full underground car park, full size of the footprint of the building. Then there's the first floor, which is where this restaurant's going to be. Oh, and a doctor's, and then the next one is apartments, and then the next one is apartments. So this is a pretty damn big building right in the centre of Kaprun. If you've been to Kaprun, you'll know exactly where this is. It's just near the centre square, Salzburgplatz, and the Pavillon Bar. Okay, one more for you, and it's the big one. So project number, what are we on, 3 or 4? This is the big one. So a lot of you who've been to Kaprun will know this shop. This is Brundle Sports. Used to be Intersport Brundle up until last summer. However, Brundle became its own brand, or is recognised now as its own brand. So they were able to move away from Intersport, and they've now got 30 shops in Austria, in 9 locations, of which 3 of them are here. We've got Bike World behind us at the minute, which is normally a ski rental. And then behind me here, we have got the outlet. Now the outlet's moving just down the road because this whole area here, and you can see behind me, I think in a second, this way is it? There's a big digger. We've just knocked down 3 shops because this building is going to grow to twice its size. This is the flagship store for Brundle. Brundle's owned by a chap called Christoph Brundle. His father started this a long time ago in Kaprun, but they have shops in Kaprun, Zellemzee, Saubach, Ischgl, Schladming, Salzburg, all over the place. So 30 shops in 9 locations. And this flagship store, which opened, I believe, 10 years ago, is about to get a massive expansion. And part of that expansion means we're going to rip up the road, and we're going to put an underground car park in, or a bit. They're going to add to their underground car park. And that means that these apartments above here are going to be closed for the summer. This hotel here is going to be closed for the summer. And it's going to take 2 years to complete, I believe. So it won't be ready for next winter, but the winter after. But when this building is complete, and I have got some images to show you, on top of this building, the new section is going to be a rooftop bistro and bar, which is going to have absolutely epic views of the Kitzsteinhorn Glacier. There is going to be a 20-meter viewing platform that goes out over the other side of the building above the Kaprun River, the Kaprun Austria, which comes down from the hydro dams. So there's going to be a viewing platform, there's going to be a rooftop bistro and bar. There's already a bar in this shop as it is. There is going to be a slide. There is going to be a slide that goes all the way through the shop for kids. I will be on there as soon as it opens. Their ski equipment department is going to be the biggest ski equipment department in the Alps. Their tech room is going to be glass, so you're going to be able to see the guys mounting your skis, and you're going to see people like Fabian Stiepel working on your boots. There is going to be a walking track, so you can test your hiking shoes and hiking boots. They're having a whole new area for running shoes, where they're going to have a lot of analysis equipment. It's just going to be unreal. It's unreal as it is. This shop is unreal anyway. But once this is completed, it's doubling in size, and all the other features that it's going to have, it's just going to be out of this world. And this was, for a couple of weeks, because of the pandemic, there was talk of whether this would go ahead, whether it will go ahead on a slightly smaller scale. But from what I believe, everything is going ahead as planned. So fair play to Christoph for injecting the money, because it can't have been easy. They've had 30 shops closed now for the best part of 6 or 7 weeks, so that cannot be easy. But they are going on with their investment, and they are gonna, or they have started the construction by knocking down the 3 shops. I believe what's happening behind me here is they're doing something with the drains, and then it's full speed ahead through the whole of this summer. This road's being ripped up. We're going to build an underground car park, and then they'll start work on the flagship store. So very exciting times for the very centre of Kaprun and for Brundle Sports. So there you go, folks. That is the ongoing development and investment in Kaprun that has started this summer. As I say, some things have been put back because of the virus. Some things have changed slightly, but the ones I've shown you all going ahead as planned. And yeah, gonna make Kaprun an even better place to come on your ski holiday, or even for a summer mountain experience. So it's Andy for Snow Camps Europe saying I hope you like this vlog. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you have any questions or comments, then just put them below. It's bye for now.